is Charlotte Patterson. She's the education coordinator at the Museum of the Albemarle.
Hi, I'm very happy to participate in your senior project.
Thank you.
And this is one of our galleries. I mean, actually have been upgraded to a museum curator, still doing the same job for the same pay, but have a little bit title that describes what I actually do more. We curate the education of the Museum of the Albemarle here in Elizabeth City. We serve 13 regions, one region which is the 13 counties that surround this regional museum, part of the Museum of History in Raleigh. I take care of all of the education and that goes with the exhibits and all the programs that we have, all of our school programs and all of our outreaches. So I understand you have some questions for me, so why don't we take a walk over to a little station that we have set up here where we can sit and chat.
So, when you were our age, what career did you originally want to pursue?
When I was a senior in high school, I graduated in 1969, so things were quite different. We weren't as pressured to be oriented to a certain goal. The goal was to go to college, mostly, for most students. Some people had a passion that started really early. My main goal was to work in hospitality type industry, to work with the public. I would like to do things, and also, of course, to get married and have a family, because it was the 1960s, and that was something to be, it was a viable goal. When I arrived in college, I was able to define a little bit better what
steps did you take to get to where you wanted to get?
I had a part-time job when I lived in Hope, Arkansas, working for a library, and because my children were still young and they were in school. And my friend said, why don't we go and decorate a historic building at Old Washington Historic State Park in Washington, Arkansas. So I did. Then they had a job opening, and I loved it so much that I thought, this could be for me. So I applied for the job, and I received it. I lived in Arkansas for a number of years, and then needed to move back home to Elizabeth City, North Carolina. So I worked part-time at the old museum, trying to get ready for the new museum to open, which is this museum here. And the job came open in the education department, so I applied and accepted that job here. So that's how I became museum curator.
Okay. Are you happy with the career you have now?
Yes, I'm very happy with this career. I love museum work very much and been in it for over 20 years. It provides a lot of opportunity for me to express myself and to work in not just one department, but to work with other areas and do many of the things I like to do. For instance, the exhibit we're in is the I Do Wedding exhibit. I was able to stabilize some of the articles of clothing that are used in the exhibit, and I was able to help dress all of the mannequins, which I do for the other exhibits in the museum as well. So that brings in my love of textiles.
Okay. What do you do for this job?
Including all the things that I've already mentioned, I plan all the programs. I'm a department head, so I do supervise staff as well as the volunteers in the junior docent program, which you were a part of, and many other things like that. It takes a lot of thought and effort. You have to keep many files open in your head to work through what you did last year, what you're doing this year, and what you're going to do in the years in the future. So we do a lot of planning, and of course, large events, small events, lectures, and things like that.
Okay. What is your favorite part of having this job?
My favorite part, of course, is when the people come, because it's not much fun just to do it for yourself. So when the people are here, like as such as the I Do opening, we had lots of people here. They were enjoying the wedding cakes that we had and dressing in the costumes and things. And then for Polar Express, we have thousands of people here for that. We're having an upcoming Civil War living history. So when the people are coming and learning and experiencing, that's the best part of my job. But it doesn't happen until you do all the behind-the-scenes work.
Okay. And lastly, what advice would you give to teenagers and young adults who are uncertain of what they want to do with their life?
Well, I would say you may do many things in your life. So if you have a job that you're not that in love with, open your mind and to look for something that you enjoy doing and see if there's a possibility of turning that into a career. Because many times in your life you will find that this is not what you want to do, but you have to do things you want to do to get to the next step. Especially people that start their own businesses, they have to start at the bottom and they have to work their way up. So you have to, wash the dishes before you can become a big chef. You have to know all parts of your job. So I would just advise them to study hard and to open all the doors that they can, and don't say no without thinking about it very carefully.